appreciate there are a lot of bellends online all talking about making money. I just want to make one thing clear. I'm making these videos not so you can get rich. This is about providing for your families, escaping financial stress, and just having more confidence within whatever it is you want to do without burning out. There's a famous saying that says you should choose a lazy person to do a hard job because they will find an easy way of doing it. I'm not sure I agree with that because I've hired some lazy people before and I sacked the fuckers. And counterintuitively, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make less content, rely on email marketing less, so you don't have to worry about interesting things to email people about, how to do less or no sales calls, and how to avoid repeating yourself. I think the dog wants to come in. Just say, hello. Declan, you best get him in the edit, mate. It's going to warm the hearts of people around the world. Now, you behave yourself, all right? And I will say this from the off. I am a very lazy marketer, and I like to play business in easy mode. This lazy business mode has generated me over $3 million since, let's say, December 2023. So that's $5,402 a day. Now, I still have to work every single day for that money to come in. And I'll explain that process a little bit later in the video. If you ground me, we're working. Working equals walkie, you pipe down. However, I just did the biggest dickhead thing that anyone in this space can do. I just showed you my business to business revenue. And the majority of you are not in the realm of business to business. You're in the realm of business to consumer. And the reason that you shouldn't take Stripe screenshots on face value when they're put in front of you by dickheads on YouTube, including myself, is this. Ad spend isn't accounted into that. For all you know, I could have spent $2 million in all that period of time in paid ads to make $3 million in revenue, of which $1 million was profit, or less. And all I'm showing you is the big number. You don't get to see profit in revenue. You don't get to see take home. You don't know about business partners and other things. Ad spend in the B2B world has a much larger ROAS, and ROAS means return on ad spend. The likeliness of you being able to spend $100 acquiring someone and getting $500 to $1,000 out of it, that happens in the B2B world. It doesn't happen so much in the B2C world, and I'll explain in a second. And the reason that B2B sales are of a much bigger amount of cash, people are like, how the hell are you spending thousands of dollars on a course? It's because of the factor of something called return on investment. If I PT you, your return on investment is money gone, look better naked back. If you buy a new tonic, your return on investment is money gone, maybe more productive back. But if you work as an employee, unless you have a bonus structure, a commission structure, that productivity may not yield a financial return. And the way that this business works is, whatever information I give you, you can very simply and actionably make money from it. For instance, there'll be a link in the description to a $99 content creation course. It teaches you how to film content, what to say in what order, how to chop it up and edit it. It's $99. For most people, if they were to buy that course and make better content, how many clients do they need to take on board to make the money back? One. There's also actually another one in there that teaches people how to use email marketing. Again, all they need is one good email and they make the money back. So because in the B2B world, I can promise you that whatever money you give me, you're going to see back in revenue for your own business, it's a lot easier to make sales. So it's only a little bit charlatanistic, is that a word, to show you my rev and then for you to go away and think, oh, maybe I can. You can't. B2B is completely different. And one of the reasons you're probably like, why does James always plug his $99 courses? I'll tell you why. Because we have about a 9 to 10% upsell on that. The amount of people that do those courses make their $99 back really fast. Then they're like, what's the most next expensive thing I can buy? 1 in 10. So don't believe me on my revenue that I showed you before. Instead, let's look at my fitness business, which is B2C. Here we have $15 million, and this is just through Stripe. We also have in-app payments, PayPal. There's a huge chunk of revenue that we take in that's not through Stripe, but for the sake of argument here. Now, I'll be honest as well. That started in August 2017. Now, this works out to $3,534 per day since launch. And this is using the exact same lazy marketing formula. So I've shown you that I can make revenue as B2B, but I've also shown you I can do it as B2C. The majority of gurus out there can't do that. They don't do that. They sit there going, guys, my e-com drop shipping business. My missus has been wearing these, right? Because the lenses on them are disgusting, abhorrent. There's a few things that I will not accept, as young Declan knows. If you plant one fingerprint on the screen of my laptop, you might as well just leave work and never come back. And the second that someone has the audacity to put their dirty, grubby fingerprints on my sunglasses, I quite like wearing these. These are quite cool. Now, one of the reasons that I'll be completely honest with you, right? And this is going to sound like I'm a terrible business person, but I'm going to say it anyway. With Affordable Online Coaching, previously James Academy, with my online coaching business, we spend more a year in Stripe fees, yes, Stripe fees, than we do in advertising. The reason being is that our margins aren't big enough for us to have a leeway of capital to use to acquire new customers. Because the business is of a low margin nature and keeping things affordable, we don't have money to play with. And when we decided to scale the fitness business, that's just the way it is. So every single dollar that you saw there of the $3,500 a day for 8 years has all been made through not only organic content, but the very lazy marketing formula we're about to get into. Now, I don't primarily just work with personal trainers, but if you're a personal trainer, there's another link in the description. And that is a course for PTs. Teach you how to run your in-person business and what content to create to stand out. And again, $99. All of these things in the description are business expenses. So whether you're a PT, an estate agent, whatever it is, if you buy something from me, you just download the invoice, put it in your Dropbox with your accountants. At the end of the year, they reduce it off your profitability. So the original promise was less content, not relying heavily on coming up with email marketing campaigns, not to do sales calls or do a lot less of them, and to not repeat yourself. Let's get into this on a granular level. The current ways to make money online, there are 3 real ways that people online are promoting. You probably got your drop shipping bros, unpredictable, high risk, and just probably increasingly difficult with the current landscape of people doing it. Then some people out there try and sell software, but it can be expensive. You need a lot of capital to begin with. You probably need some investors. Again, unless you've got a team of developers to produce that software, you would want to start in a position of having loads of money. Again, Ed Lawrence, when he built RevTrack, which is the software you can use to see where money's coming in through your YouTube leads, that's probably something you want a little bit further down the line when you've got some businesses that are doing really well. Then another one would probably be affiliate marketing, which a lot of people can get suckered into. They go, I'm going to create a big social media channel so that I can promote other people's products and get kickback. Okay, but remember, every product that we sell has a profit margin. You're only getting a small amount of that margin. So a profit share, right? And I suppose AdSense and getting paid from YouTube in ad revenue is the same thing. YouTube's like, right, we're making this much money. You can have a little bit of it. Same way you do affiliate marketing. You might promote AG1. They're just giving you a little bit of the money. And my best advice to any of you thinking of going down that route is don't. Sell something of your own. Sell your own product, because then you can make all of the money from that sale. And you don't have to rely on big views. This channel in particular doesn't have to rely on big views, because rather than Google paying me in an AdSense, I haven't even got monetization turned on this channel. I pay myself. So the 4 stages of lazy marketing that you need to implement into your business go like this. You can make less content if your content performs better. I'll repeat that. If your content isn't performing, you can end up doing 1, 2, 3 reels a day. If you're doing any more than 1 video a day, your content isn't performing. And instead of making more content, you need to make that content better. The first thing you need to do is to think out your hook. What is the first thing you're saying in content? If you say things like, you need to, with my clients, one thing I find, what's worked for me is rubbish. You got to imagine the majority of the internet, if someone doesn't know you, they don't like you. As a default setting, they do not like you. You're an unfamiliar face on their screen. The whole world doesn't like you. Just think of it that way. So when you come onto camera and your hook is about you, they don't care. They don't care. And if the majority of the flipping world don't know who you are, the majority of the world don't care. So instead, you need to open and start content with the person in mind whose problems you're solving. Give me just a random topic, anything. And then I'm going to try and find a way to make this bottle an analogy. All right, okay. How about this? Say you're an accountant. You would write on the side of this bottle the tax thresholds. You've got 20%, 30%, 40%, 45%. You could then use the visual hook of saying, these are the tax brackets that your income fits into at the end of the financial year. And if you wanted to pay less tax, I want you to think about this. So straight away, someone who's tax conscious, tax savvy, is seeing that visualization in front of them and they're going, oh, then you're like, if you listen to this, I'm going to tell you how to save more tax. Any person that wants to save tax is going to listen. Then what you do is you fill up that bottle with, let's say, $100,000 worth of liquid. You then bring a copycat bottle into shop and you go, if you had a family trust with your partner as a beneficiary, you could take the same amount of income, then you pour it into the second bottle, and you could split it through 2 people's tax returns. And then you could do the maths of the saving. And someone could have gone, do you know what? I've heard about having a family trust. I've heard of beneficiaries, but I've never really understood what it meant. Your visual with the 2 bottles helps me understand it forever. But if you start a video going, basically, when I was learning about accountings back in the day, one thing that really helped me was imagining there was like a bottle. You're like, mate, first of all, you're talking about yourself. Second of all, talk about them. In fitness, you don't go, I've been eating this breakfast for 3 years now and it's really helped me lose weight. You say, if you're someone that's looking to lose weight, there's a breakfast out there that could help you lose weight that you wouldn't get bored of, and it would help you get the results you want. So for any of you out there that don't like the idea of having to fast until 1 p.m, let me share with you that recipe. Because the story's still the same. You can always get to the end of that video and say, and the best thing is, I ate this for 3 years and I never got bored, so you won't either. When it comes to high performing content, the better your content performs, the less of it you have to make. The better you get at creating content and course correcting over time. You could get to a position where you're putting out 1, 2, 3 pieces of content a week and it's enough. Again, content course, link in description. When you want to come to do less email marketing, one of the best things you can do is create an autoresponder. So for instance, rather than me having to email people every day, which I did for years and kind of burnt out, I've created multiple different squeeze pages around the internet where, for instance, this one, 30 days to improve your business in 30 days. You put your email in there. Over the next 30 days, I come in with just a really good bit of advice you can implement your business. If you want to copy that or see how that works, I'll put the link to that in the description as well. And the average person buys on that between days 19 and 21. Now, the beautiful thing about this is once you've written this sequence, you don't have to do it again. So you want to pre-write all of your email automations so that when someone gets to a certain point in your sales process, even watching this video, when they subscribe, the email's already pre-written in a sequence ready to go. If you set up those automations over the next 3, 6, 9 months, you now write less emails and still have an equal, if not much better impact on those person nurturing the sequences. Then you can be quite clever as well. Not everyone wants email marketing. So again, there's this lead magnet that I'm using at the moment where I'm promoting how to structure a sales page to be the most efficient. Again, people not only get the asset, they get put into an email automation. My lazy marketing, first of all, if I can make content and package it well enough, I can make less content. Second of all, every single sales email is pre-written. So when I put you into a nurturing sequence, everything's automated. And all of that throughout the days is going to push people into different places and go to ultimately the very next thing we're going to talk about now. When it comes to doing less or no sales calls altogether, rather than sitting on a call and chatting to someone and nurturing them for half an hour, my email automations do that. So that when you get to my website, you're already semi-nurtured to the point that you just need to decide whether or not you want to buy or not. So again, I'll put a link to this page so you can have a look in the description. It's going to be a lot of links in the description. What are you going to do? Call the cops. Everything you need to know about the course is here. Absolutely everything, from testimonials, facts about it. The whole idea is that by putting every single bit of information on this page, you don't need to jump on a call. You don't need to talk to anyone. And this again stems through laziness. I have never and will never jump on a sales call for any product or anything I'm selling. Because if you say, James, I need to talk to someone to buy a can of new tonic, or I need to talk to someone to join your course, or I need to talk to someone to join your training app, fundamentally, there's a crack and a weakness in my sales process thus far. And there is a life for everyone where they can step back and do less and create automations so that on a daily basis, all you need to do is create videos. Think about this, for instance, this very video is me doing exactly what I'm saying. All I've got to do is sit here and talk for what, 12, 13 minutes? There's now going to be thousands of people going to different links, different automations and different landing pages to then qualify themselves to becoming clients. These RevTrack data set points here are only about a week old. But as you can see, there are thousands of dollars of attribution of revenue coming in through every single YouTube video. These sales are coming from the exact lazy system that I'm talking about. So we spoke about dropshipping not being great. We spoke about the world of software and affiliate marketing not being the best way to generate revenue. So what is the best way to generate revenue? There's a pretty bad reputation at the moment online for course bros or people selling digital courses. And I suppose I am one of them. But the $99 courses to me aren't just standalone courses. They're actually lead magnets. And they're lead magnets where I'm giving quite a lot of value and I'm actually getting people to buy into a certain amount because I want them to experience what it's like to give me money and get a result. But then my mentorship, although technically is a course, it's actually a service and a product combined. And that's where I see the future. So even if you're a personal trainer, you don't sell a course, you sell a product and a service combined. The product is the system in which you implement with clients. It might be a training regime. It might be the way you approach calorie deficit. It might be the way you approach muscle growth. But the service is the interaction you have with the client every day. So for instance, just having a look in our Discord here, people aren't just paying me for a course. They're paying me for the service, giving people feedback, talking to them. If we look at people with their wins and the things that they're getting through at the moment and the different lessons and questions they want to ask. And this is the best way that I could say it to anyone out there. If you want to do this product and service thing, the laziest and best and most efficient way is this. Work with people in a realm that they communicate with you, ask you questions, do whatever. And whenever you see common themes, build it out into a small educational course. So for instance, within this course, when we launched it, we realized that there were some people that really wanted to ask a lot about content. So I went away and I created a short form content course. I gave it to everyone that's paying me, but then I created it as a lead magnet. Then I was spotting there were a lot of questions about email marketing. So I created an email marketing course, gave it to everyone inside the mentorship, made it as a lead magnet. The same with that landing page lead magnet. Whatever I'm seeing people struggle with inside, I'm creating a video resource so I don't have to repeat myself so much. But at the same time, I'm then making a version of it that I can use as a lead magnet. So if you're, again, I'll use as an example, personal trainer, you work with people one-to-one, and if they keep having recurring themes, like they don't know what to cook, you go away and you create some easy recipes for your clients to have a certain amount of protein and whatever. You then give those resources to your clients for free, then you give some away as a lead magnet. Then some of your clients say, hey, I'm really struggling to feel comfortable with the squat rack. You go, cool. You create a resource so that people feel comfortable using a techno gym squat rack, fucking whatever squat rack it is. You give it to your clients for free. You take a version of it, you create it as a lead magnet. Your clients then say to you, oh, what's the issue? One of your clients had PT and can't squat deep enough. You get a squat mobility program that's in big depth. You give it to your clients for free. You create a resource a little bit shorter, use it as a lead magnet. That is where the future is going. Whether you're a physio, whether you're a PT, whether you're an accountant, whether you're in real estate, whatever it is, there is a perfect combination of product and service that gives people the exact thing that they want. And the best part is, once you've created these systems, which will teach people how to do, all you need to do is turn up, make content, honing in on a problem, and people will trickle themselves down and they will end up in your welcome thread saying hello with this little green icon here that signifies people are new. I don't talk to someone at all until they paid me. And any business, any person can have this too. Better yet, if you're someone who's lazy, it doesn't actually have to be a weakness. You can turn it into a massive strength. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you got a lot of information from this, check out the links in the description. If you're not quite ready to buy any of my stuff, check out this video here because the boffins at YouTube reckon this is one you'll really enjoy. Cool.